My day for the movie reviewers 100, and today I thought I would review, even though it's not horror week, the 13 Ghosts. This is a 2001 remake of a 1960 classic. Now, this was what I watched this on Wednesday night, I think, and I was quite looking forward to it. I'd heard about it before from friends when I was at school, and other people had told me that it was quite a good horror, and I never got around to pick it up. Horror's not my biggest favourite genre of film, really, but I was in HMV and managed to pick this one up for £3, so I thought, might as well, and I was really looking forward to it. So I stuck it on, and it just wasn't as good as I was expecting, really. It stars F.J. Abram, Matthew Lillard, and Tony Shalhoub, who is also in Men in Black, and Shannon Elizabeth, who is from the American Pie 1 and 2 films. Now, this starts off with Matthew Lillard's character, who probably known from Scream and Scooby-Doo. He is like a paranormal investigator, and he's working with F.J. Abrams' character, F. Murray Abraham, character to capture these ghosts, and they've captured 12 and they just need to capture one more. And that's like in a junkyard near his house. And his house is amazing. It's all made of glass. It's got all these ancient writings all over the glass, which you find out later on in the film what they're actually about. And it cuts to a scene where a family, there's 2 children in the garden, man and wife inside talking, saying how nice the children are getting on together and everything. And it cuts back to a later scene that afternoon or that night, and there's a fire. And unfortunately the woman gets killed and the house gets burnt down. Later on it cuts to where they've moved to a flat. There is the child, which is a boy called Bobby, if I'm correct, I think, and his sister Maggie and their dad. And they've got a nanny or a babysitter, whatever you'd want to call it, in the house. They get a knock on the door, and it is a solicitor saying he needs to talk to him about an important issue. And it is actually that his uncle, who is F. Murray Abraham's character, Uncle Amadeus, Amadeus, something like that. I'm not very good with names, excuse me. His character has left them the house, and they're really happy because their house is burnt down and they're living in a small flat at the moment. Apartment, whatever. So they go to the house, and at the house you see Matthew Lillard's character, who's dressed up as a electrical engineer, and he actually says, you can't come into the house, there's something wrong with the circuit breakers. But obviously then, it's not the circuit breakers, it's because of the paranormal activity in the house. And they go in because they just want to see the house, and they just ignore him. But once they're in the house, Matthew Lillard's character, who also, whenever he feels a ghost, he almost has like a seizure kind of fit, where it really hits him hard and the energy goes straight through him, and he keeps on doing that. And he actually tells the father about Uncle Amadeus and how the house is haunted. And the writing on the walls is some ancient manuscript that actually stops a ghost coming, or a spirit coming through the door or the wall. The house is it's a really masterpiece. It looks amazing, and it uses all different cog wheel types to move the whole house. It's really amazing to look at. And you put on these glasses things in the house, like posh fancy sunglasses, and you can actually see the ghosts. Without them, you cannot see the ghosts, so you obviously have to have them on. But throughout that, there is a lot of good scares. The children get trapped. It's the kind of survival horror, and they have to protect themselves from the 12 ghosts. And the only way they can get out of the house is to find out about the 13 ghosts, hence the name. But it was a letdown for me, as it was trying to add quite a bit of comedy. It's also known as like a horror dramedy, drama and comedy, but a little too much comedy for my liking, as it could have been a really shit yourself scary horror film if they'd have put that. They also do a lot of video like cutting, so it's really fast paced, cut in between the scenes, which actually leave you feeling a little sick at times. It's a bit like a handheld camera work, but there's some parts that do make you jump up a little bit, but other than that, not too scary. But yeah, so this was my review of 13 Ghosts. I babbled on a little bit, but I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of it, and if the original was good, I might check that out and do a quick review on that. So that has been me, GH Specialist, reviewing 13 Ghosts. I'll see